Hi, chapter 39. Not enough light is coming off the candles, but Fiona has torches, 4 of them. What's the extra one for? Well, one for each of us, she explains, and one for Lily. A glow opens up inside me. Lily, that's the most important thing to remember. Whatever happens tonight, the end goal is still getting Lily back. We spread a blanket out on the ground and pour a ring of salt around it. I purify this circle, Fiona calls, her voice loud and projecting into the dark. Moonless. I purify this circle and protect all who dwell in it. She loves this, loves the theatre, the performance of it. It would be easy to take the piss out of Fiona, but you can't fault her enthusiasm. Fiona simply doesn't know how not to try her best. Maeve, you are a Sagittarius. That makes you a fire sign, so sit south. She points to the corner of the blanket. Rue, you are air, right? 15th of the 6th. Same as me. Wow. Making me a Gemini. Great. Sit on the east. I am Taurus, which is earth. So I'll sit. She walks around the perimeter of the salt circle and stops at the north. Here. When Lily is water, then Lily is water, I say, my voice low. Yeah, she nods, a little awkwardly. Lily is water. It must be strange for Fiona to be this invested in the fate of a girl she hardly knows, as she fuses with candles and the freshly cut herbs from Rue's bag. I put my arms around her shoulder and kiss her on the cheek. Oh, hello, she says, delighted with affection. What's that for? I'm just so grateful you are doing this and that you are my friend. Ah, well, don't thank me now. Thank me when it works. I nod for the other side of the salt circle. I can feel Rue's careful eyes on me. Fiona takes the white satin out of her bag and unfolds it. It's a huge length of material, as big as a duvet. That must have been expensive, I say, amazed. Yeah, well, better to get something right the first time, right? The herbs from Mrs. O'Callaghan's garden are tied and burnt. We each make a sign of the goddess, a sort of 3-moon drawing, in oil on each other's foreheads. Our torches are on and sitting next to us, shining the spotlight to the center. We each pick up a candle, carve Lily into it, just like I did the first night. Wow, Fiona says when she attempted. This is harder than it looks. Yeah, I answered. Rue's eyes watched me through the flickering lights. You would be surprised how hard these things get. Fiona nods, concentrating on the why in her candle. All right. Shall I start? Fiona begins. Go ahead. Hail to the watchtowers of the north, lords of earth, she says grandly. I do summon and call you to the witness and protect the rights of our circle. She looks at me. Oh, right, I say, trying to remember the line. Hail to the watchtowers of the south, lords of fire. Lords of fire, I do summon and call you to witness and protect the rights of our circle. Hail to the watchtowers of the east, lords of air, Ru says. I do summon and call you to witness and protect the rights of our circle. Great, says Fiona. I think we did really well there. Are we supposed to talk? There's no rules not to talk, Maeve. All right. I open up my refill pad and take out the chants I prepared. Repeat after me and cut the satin. I take a deep breath. I cut the cloth so I may find a rope to pull, a rope to bind. I hold my knife and slash through the material. The blade falls through softly, making a satisfying rip in the cold night air. It will be easy, so easy, as if I do it quick enough. It won't hurt at all. Fiona repeats what I say, cutting her section. Rue does the same, until we each have a pair of long ropes. I take out the tarot cards and start shuffling. I'm going to call upon the energy of 3 cards to help us in this. Oh, cool, Fiona says excitedly. Which ones? The 3 of Pentacles for teamwork. I take it out from where I had stacked it, face down on top of the deck. I place it in the center of the circle. The Chariot for mastering our power. I flip the cards towards them again. Fiona is nodding so hard. Now I feel like her head might fall off. And 8 of Wands for safe, quick travel from wherever Lily is. Pleasant cards, cheerful cards, nothing too dark or foreboding. As if I am telling the housekeeper, look, we can keep this simple. No harm, no foul. Now with the cards in place, we start trying to say authoritatively, I want us all to keep tying knots, concentrating on only the knots. Concentration, visualization, intent are the most important part of any spell. Are they? Really? Or am I just trying to distract my friends? As we tie, we are going to chant this. I tie these knots so I may find a rope to pull, a rope to bind, because we are pulling in Lily, but we are also binding the housekeeper right. Right, says Fiona. I tie these knots so I may find a rope to pull, a rope to bind. That's it. Rue, I turn towards him. Remember, concentration, visualization, intent. We have to believe we are roping in Lily. We all have to work together. Okay, he says, but he's still looking at me warily. And so we begin. We tie and we chant. The candles burn and burn. The oil on our foreheads begins to dry. It feels sticky and cracked like a scab. All we can see is the 3 tarot cards and our 4 narrow beams of light, illuminating our hands and the shining bright yellow on the bag. Our chanting rises to a din. At first, Fiona and Rue were making an effort to enunciate every symbol loudly, clearly. Then simply sentences fall into a burble, each word said mechanically and hushed, like a prayer. A bud of rope starts to open up inside me. I can feel the energy changing, the vibrations in the air getting higher. It is as though we are surrounded by thousands of bees, and only I can hear them. This is what is being sensitive is, I realize. This is what Fionella was talking about. Maybe, just maybe, I won't need to sacrifice anything. Maybe the strength of our combined magic is good enough as we reminding ourselves Lily isn't even dead, just sleeping. There is no life for life here. The buzzing gets louder. I shift my weight slightly. We are going to change it slightly, I whisper. We are going to imagine throwing the rope around Lily, lassoing her like in a western. We all going to focus and we are not going to break the chant. We just going to change it, okay? Rue and Fiona don't stop chanting, but they both nod in recognition. Their voices vibrate all around me, like a plucked guitar string. Close your eyes, imagine the rope falling around her, deep breaths. Hold on to the rope tightly. We are not literally going to throw it, just figuratively. Now chant. I throw this rope so I may send a friend to home as foe to end. I throw this rope so I may send a friend to home, a foe to end. They both repeated it strongly at first. Soon it settles into the steady chime of a few minutes ago. The candles are low now. The Y in my lily candle is about to burn out, and the night is the darkest it's going to get. We can do this. Throw this rope so I may send a friend to home, a foe to end. We can do this. And she keeps on repeating this. I don't need to sacrifice anything. If I did, I would know by now. We can do this. I throw this rope so I may send a friend to home, a foe to end. I open my eyes slowly. Fiona and Rue are deep inside the spell, nestled into it like babies into sleep. A soft blue phosphorescence surrounds them, a glittering navy current of blue light that is looping around their bodies. It is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I keep chanting, my eyes open, unable to look away from the luminescence of my friends. My brilliant, brilliant friends, I throw this rope so I may send a friend to home a foe to end. The current of light begins to change color from dark blue to sea green to a sickly yellow to gold. Strands of it start to pull away from Rue and Fiona into the center, where the tarot cards are still lying face down. The light pulls and shimmers, forming the tight circle around them. The chants continue. The patterns on the cards begin to shift, the ink rearranging itself. I stare, the chant's going to dry in my mouth. My candle is moments away from drowning itself in its own molten wax. There is still enough light left, however, to see that the three cards I had picked out, the Three of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the Eight of Wands, have now all changed to three identical housekeepers. A jackpot on the universe's worst slot machine. I haven't seen the actual card in so long that it takes me a moment to recognize the wedding dress, the dog, the knife in her teeth, the splashes of blood on the end of her gown, the little touches that make her truly terrifying. I look to Rue and Fiona, who are still deep beneath the warm, rosy gold light of spell. I could scream their names right now and they wouldn't hear me. Whatever happens next, It's up to me to face it. I bring my eyes back to the center of the circle, and she's there. I've seen a lot of housekeeper lately, in moments of terror and anger or jealousy, but I've never been this close, and I've never been this calm upon seeing her. In many ways it feels like we are being introduced for the first time. Ladies, meet the housekeeper card. Wow, that was the spell. Now, I'm going to chapter 40 and see what happens next. See you there.